Okay, so 1.3, day 2. So today we're going to start with example 3. What is the rule that describes the piecewise function shown in the graph? So here we have a graph, and the first thing we are going to do is we're going to notice that there's 3 different segments. There's 3 different colors here, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier to pick out that there's 3 different parts. And then we're going to go ahead and take each segment and write down certain things for it. So segment A is blue, and we're going to write the domain for it. So it starts here, which is at -2, and it goes till +1. And I'm going to go ahead and write it in inequalities because it's going to be easier when we go to write the piecewise function. So it went from -2 to 1. And then go ahead and now pick a point on it. So let's go ahead and just pick the -1 since it's written out for us already in the example. And then we need to find the slope. So you can do that a couple different ways. You can do the slope formula, which would be the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember that it's the rise over run. So here we can look at what's this point here. This point we said was at -2, and then it's down at -10. What is going on there? So -2, -10. So I can see how much it rises and then runs, or you can plug in to that equation. I'm going to go ahead and just look at that it goes from -2 to 1 on the x value, and that's going to be down below. So I'll restart. Sorry, we'll start with the y. So we go from -10 up to 9. So that would be going up 9. And then from -2 to 1, that's going over 3. So we rose 9 and we ran 3. So our slope is 3. So now write an equation for that. So we have y equals mx plus b because it's a straight line. And we know that the slope is 3. And we need to find the y-intercept. In this case, we can go ahead and see that the y-intercept is right here. So we can say that it's -4. So y equals 3x minus 4. So now we have that equation. And now we're going to do the same thing for segment B. So it starts at 1. It's a closed dot. So I'm going to go with an alligator with no line. With a line, sorry. And then I'm going to go all the way to 5. And again, it's a closed dot, so we're going to have an alligator with a line. Pick either point, doesn't matter, 1, 4, 5, 8. I'm going to pick 1, 4 just because they're smaller numbers and we like smaller, easier math. How much does it rise? So from 4 to 8, so it rises 4. And it runs from 1 to 5, so that's also 4. So our slope is 1. So now write our equation. And we have that the slope is 1. So x plus b, because we don't need to write the 1. We cannot see our y-intercept from the graph, so this is why we need the point. We're going to take this point and plug in x and y. Okay, so x, y. So y is 4, x is 1, and then we are solving for b. So 1 plus what is going to get us 4? Well, we can subtract 1 on both sides. We get b equals 3. So this equation here would be y equals x plus 3. And then the last one is segment C. and it starts at 5, and it actually has an open dot. It's hard to tell in this picture, but it is open. So it has an alligator without a line underneath, and then it goes till 8, and that is with a line underneath. We can pick a point if we would like. So let's just say the last one, which is 8, 8. So again, I picked that point right there. Rise over run. Well, it doesn't go up at all, but it does run 1, so 0 over 1. So our slope is 0. So in this case, we, if we really wanted, we could do the slope formula, or we could just look at the line that would keep going. So in this case, there is no slope, and it would go on the 8 if I continued it. So now that we have that line, that equation for all 3, we can go ahead and set up a piecewise function just by putting it all together. So you just write f of x and then equals and then curly brackets. And then you're just going to copy in the information. So from the blue one, we need our function or equation, which was 3x minus 4. And we're going to use that when -2 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 1. And then we would use this equation, the x plus 3, for our domain of 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 5. And then last one, we would use the green one of just 8 when x is greater than 5 but less than or equal to 8. And there's our piecewise function. Okay, so moving on down here to the try it's now. Go ahead and pause, try it, and then check your answer. Okay, so I went each segment and just found the equation of each individual one, and then I just wrote it together. So for A, it's a constant equation, meaning it's just a straight horizontal line. So it's going to go to 7, and I just looked at from where is it going. So from here, which is -5, to -2, and they're both closed circles, so they're going to have a line underneath. And I just repeated that process until I got all of them. If you need further explanation between this video and the live video that's recorded, then please feel free to go ahead and email me, and I'm happy to make an individual video or meet with you sometime to answer. I'm going to move on. So now one last thing for 1.3, and that is going to be step functions. And so we have a shipping cost that is represented by this table here, and we're going to go ahead and just graph each one. So from 0 to 2 pounds, it's going to cost $5. So from 0 to 2 pounds, so from here to here, it's going to cost $5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here, and it's an open dot because if it's 0 pounds, it's going to cost $0. To there would be the green one. And then the next one, from 2, not including 2, but anything greater than 2 and less than 4 or equal to 4 would be 8 pounds. So from 2, so this was at 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have an open, and then we said to 4 pounds, which would be here, and we would have a closed dot there. And then going to the next one, we would repeat, but we would go to 11, so 9, 10, 11, open, again because it's not included, and then closed because it is included at 6. So just like a little helpful thing is this is my pounds and this is my cost. Just a quick little helpful thing to see. And then Last one we have is, let's see, I need a different color. We'll do orange. Looks pretty close to the red, sorry. We have from 11, now we're at 14, so 12, 13, 14, open, and then closed. So you can kind of see the pattern of the fact that it's going up by 3 each time, and then it's an open, then closed after 2. So now, go ahead and we are going to identify the domain, range, maximum, minimum, all of that. So the domain, we start at 0. We didn't include it though, so it's not going to be included. And then we went to a max of 8 pounds, and that was included. So you could write it this way, or you could write soft bracket, 0, 8, hard bracket. And then the range, the only possibility we had for our Y value is 5, 8, 11, and 14. So this, and this. So the way we have to write that is just saying the set is either 5, 8, 11, or 14. The minimum is $5, and the maximum is 14. And then repeat the process with the next one. Okay, and then that one for the try it is pretty much the exact same, except for we're starting at $10 and we're going straight for 3 instead of 2. Same idea with the domain, the range, the minimum, and the maximum. And that's it for 1.3 day 2. Thanks.